We now recognize Representative Cooper.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman Maloney. And also I would like to honor Delegate Norton. Your line of questioning has exposed the fact that for those not keeping score back home, that virtually every living director of the census supports your view that the President has taken a unilateral and outrageous version of the 14th Amendment, which is probably unconstitutional. You would think that a country as old and as distinguished as America would be able to reputably count its own citizens and follow the precedent established by every living census director to count not only citizens, but others such as undocumented people in each district. There are countless questions surrounding the census, and an issue we're facing in my congressional district is this. I am told that outreach specialists, partnership specialists, will have their contracts terminated September 30, and that the census will continue till October 31. So I would like to find out from the previous census directors what effect this could have on the accuracy of the count when partnership specialists are terminated a month early, a month before the census has ended. I do not know the impact of this decision on enumerators themselves, but it would seem that partnership specialists wouldn't have been hired unless they added some value to the process. So I would like to hear from Mr. Pruitt, Mr. Groves, Mr. Baraba, and Mr. Thompson about the effect of this premature and early termination of census specialists on the accuracy of the count.
So, Mr. Baraba, let me speak first. In fact, yesterday I talked to the individual who is responsible for the area in which I live. She was very concerned that she would be, her contract would be eliminated 1 month before the activity is completed. She has reached out to many, many organizations throughout the area, and keeping in contact with them is important to the absolute completion of the census, particularly in areas that we have in our district, in our area, like Salinas and other areas which have significant minority populations.
Let me, this is Bob Groves. Let me just comment. If there's one piece of evidence that we have with great assurance, it's that local community leaders that have the trust of diverse communities in their areas are key to the original response, the self-response, as well as the non-response follow-up stage. We know this from several decades of work. Any interference in their performance will affect the quality of the census, and we should avoid it whenever possible.
Is it going too far to say that
this is...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Just one more sentence on this. We have a vast pro bono labor force out there trying to help us do this census. This was launched in the 2000 census. It never existed before. And it's responsible for the fact that we have a self-response and a non-response of the people who don't respond. It's attributable to that crowd of people, and they're in the thousands. They're school teachers, they're union leaders, they're chambers of commerce leaders, in the thousands to help us do this census, and they think their job is to count everyone.
What can communities do to prevent the termination of these partnership specialists, or to, if need be, supplement or substitute the work of these specialists in that crucial month of October? Mr.
I'm not
Thompson?
sure what the committees can do, but the Congress should certainly do something, and that is to make sure that the period is extended.
So, as my former colleagues have all said, a really important component of getting a complete count is getting a message out on the local level that the census is very important to your community, and very importantly, that the census is completely confidential, which is not a message that can go out from Washington. We started these programs in the 2000 census, and we saw some dramatic decreases in the undercounts of various hard-to-count populations. So for the month of October, it's critical that, that local communities, local leaders keep getting those messages out about why the census is important to their community and that it is completely confidential. The census doesn't share information with anyone.
I thank the chair. I see that my time has expired.
Gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes